Welcome to our next episode, Digilize Labs by Digilize Agency. I hope you guys enjoyed our new jingle. Big shout out to 42 Cookup, my homie, for hooking us up with the jingles and with the vibes. Yeah, guys, what's new? What happened throughout the week? Let's dive into it. Beautiful weather. I think pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, I think we shall start with the weather. That is the biggest news. That is not as expected normally.
Breaking news
here in the Netherlands.
Sunshine has been detected.
And for 4 days in a row.
Plus, we chose a new location, so now you have a bit of sun as well. Or we do at least. But yeah, let's dive in. What is we had some topics to catch up with actually from last episode. Good point. I would say we start with the OpenClaw topic that we touched on.
There was how many people use OpenClaw in China, right?
Roughly, yeah, like the growth rates around. I can just we got you the numbers, so as promised. Let's start just quickly. The USA, of course, biggest market already, but they still grow 600% a month. Still crazy. India also one of the biggest, still 600%, and then China comes in, also one of the biggest, not much difference to India, but they're growing 1,436%
in the last month.
In the last month, and that's basically their token, like the whole country's cloud token consumption. Yeah, it jumped overnight to 6-fold. So basically, everyone is using it, and the way they're doing it is that they basically, like the big companies, they have the best distribution channel you can imagine. So basically, WeChat, all of those super apps, also Baidu, etc., they just implemented.
What it is basically, if you would compare it to America, then companies like Meta, Apple, and all of those big players would implement OpenClaw, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just even bigger scale, like WeChat, for example, is
couple billion users, daily users, and basically connecting whole of Asia.
Yeah, and if you make it easy for them to use it, even the elderly are going to use it.
And that's the perfect use case.
Yeah, it's true.
It's one centralized app with many apps. It's just perfect.
But can we quickly circle back and think about that open source project from one guy had almost one of the biggest impacts in AI use case, at least.
If not the biggest, like
right? I didn't want to say the biggest because there is always something.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how fast it grew compared to
the GitHub stars. I think they what Linux
compared
took.
To React, compared to
Linux took I think 19 years to get to a certain level of stars on GitHub, and React, so the framework from Facebook, I think took 7 years, 8 years, something like that.
Crazy.
And OpenClaw 3 months. I think max 2.5, 3 months.
Completely crazy. It's also a lot of hype, but still, you see that the usage numbers are actually, like, people are actually using it. It's not just trying out and bye-bye, but the cloud tokens. And by the way, also the energy usage. I'm actually interested in which kind of models in China, for example. Like, just that question just came to mind, actually. If the token consumption jumped 6-fold, probably the electricity jumped for quite a bit as well. And is that hosted in China? Do they use American models? Do they use Chinese models? Probably Chinese models.
Their own in-house models. That's also why they all jump on it. They want that data.
And it's also quite a big jump in electricity usage in
I think electricity isn't the problem for China. They have a lot of solar panels and actually really a lot of renewable energy. But the graphical processing power, the GPUs.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they don't get.
I mean, they're catching up. NVIDIA, of course, doesn't send so much. Of course, ASML, big factor still, the only real European barrier worldwide. The lithography, I think it's pronounced, machines. But China's getting close to them. I read that they have a working prototype, and they're getting to the ASML scale of production rate in about 3 years.
And they said it's not possible to do that within 15 years, and they just did.
In 4.
Yeah. And not working at scale yet, but the prototype is almost ready.
Yeah.
So this is also what I wonder sometimes. I mean, this is a little bit like politics, I would say, or but just are they not already outpacing us? Because like if you look at you guys know better, but if you look at the models, they seem so efficient sometimes. They're all open, most of them are open source. So I do wonder if maybe that the decision to not give them chips actually makes them at the end faster and especially more efficient.
Sure. Yeah. That's for sure.
Because of that limitation, and they just outwork that limitation.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if that decision of not doing it at first kind of reversed what they wanted of slowing them down and just accelerated and made them more efficient after all.
Interesting hot take, and I would say yes and no. Because yes, on one hand, because they didn't get enough GPUs and couldn't scale like the American labs, they needed a way to build their architecture more efficient and basically smaller. That fact, yes, but I think still because in AI, scaling power is just GPU, and right now the intelligence is still closely together or coupled with the processing power. That means you're scaling up of the GPU, so just the compute power scales up the intelligence of your model in a twofold. So how was it called again?
Like exponentially.
Exponentially. Yeah. Thank you. And I think that the architecture efficiency of the Chinese are really good, but I think they cannot take that twofold in.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, agree, but
as soon as they get enough,
they have the way more efficient
Adios, amigos.
Then it's going to be
interesting. In a way, yeah. I mean, look at the first DeepSeek release back in, I don't know, like 2 years ago or what? Yeah. That even the whole stock market kind of tumbled because they could do the same. At least they said they could do the same. It wasn't perfectly true at the end, but roughly true.
Good enough.
They could do basically the same in their models with a quarter of the electricity usage. And that was interesting because America invested heavily. They still do actually into electricity, but especially into data centers. Electricity is currently the limit that they have. The bottleneck, yeah, exactly. But we'll see how it goes. It is an interesting hot take, actually. I didn't think of that yet.
Well, what do you guys thought about the NVIDIA GTC conference this year?
Interesting, especially NemoClaw and the new Nemotron 3 Super model that is also connected to NemoClaw.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, as an introduction.
What is NemoClaw?
Exactly, yeah. We talked about OpenClaw. NemoClaw is just a wrapper around it. It's like OpenClaw and a bit on top of it.
From NVIDIA.
Exactly, from NVIDIA, but closely worked together with Pien Steilberger and his team. And they basically tried to build an OpenClaw that is enterprise-grade ready, especially in regards to safety. So they built like a sandbox, which OpenClaw lives in. And everything that comes in and comes out of this sandbox is being closely checked and monitored by a lot of different technical architectures that I don't really understand that deeply. But the idea behind it is to check which kind of data gets used, because an AI OpenClaw can just send out any confidential data to whoever in theory. And they're trying to get some bounces.
Delete your whole hard drive and everything else.
Exactly.
So it is a little bit...
It's like a firewall for OpenClaw.
I think it's safe to say the agentic area has officially started already with OpenClaw.
In the enterprise.
But now with the enterprise. And I think it's quite interesting to see also that NVIDIA not only is a chip company anymore, it's also providing the operation system slowly for AI.
There's one thing that was really remarkable, or that got stuck in my head, that Jensen Huang said, every company on Earth needs to think about an agentic
strategy.
No, for sure. But also I think, especially in that presentation that you're referring to, I think he kind of, tried to boost token usage worldwide, because he tried, obviously it's true what he's saying, like I see it the same way, but of course it's also good for NVIDIA's numbers, and I see it in, like even now, today I read again an article where he says, people should 6 times their token usage, and engineers should spend roughly 230K a year on cloud tokens, etc., which of course benefits shareholder value.
But I think
at the same time, he's got a point.
100% fact.
Yeah, especially the agentic enterprise strategy for sure.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all look at it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I mean, the interesting part is now with NemoClaw, they're targeting not basically like every other company, a wrapper or something. Ones. They're targeting the operating layer. So they're basically removing macOS, Linux,
they're lucky building the Windows for AI.
That is how they marketed it.
Like an operating system.
They said it is an operating system for the agentic AI era.
And we already talked about it last week with the cooperation with Palantir. Yeah. This is exactly what they do with building that foundation on which you can scale your agentic AI usage and architecture.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Also very interesting.
Yeah.
Groq acquisition by NVIDIA.
Big one.
Big one. Yeah, Groq, can we just introduce, you know it best, just
interference provider, ex-Google guy that founded Groq. They basically host open source models and give it to you for free to a certain extent because they have it on their own chip architecture, basically, the APU.
Run data centers.
And that is exactly what NVIDIA wanted, and that is why they bought them for 17
I think they only bought the licensing, right? Like
it was a technical licensing deal, and also what you already said,
the 17 billion it was
/ talent deal. So they really want that.
They need the talent because they're the only one that figured out how to actually make the things go.
And also as a disclaimer, we're also recording this part of the podcast a second time because we had a little technical difficulties on our end, and
indeed
we only found out at the end. So excuse us if there may be some double stuff in there, but we're trying our best, and I think it's working quite fine.
Still in the learning phase.
Yes. Indeed. Yes. Yeah, no, so basically the idea behind the acquisition, I guess, for NVIDIA is, they're trying to make their models more, faster, first of all, but secondly, more efficient. Didn't you say 30% or something more efficient?
The APU architecture is 33% more efficient by being, I think, 10% or some other number less power consumption. Yeah. So they made actually the architecture is so good that they are faster and pull less energy and can basically host any model on it.
And if they basically, I think they already implemented that into the new Nemotron 3 Super model, like the architecture of the Groq chips. I think is because we talked about it a few weeks ago. I think they're actually trying to
I believe so, because the APU architecture, Apple has, or Apple's M chips are something similar, and not exactly the APU architecture, but also unified memory. And I mean, you see it with a Strix Halo, with a AMD chip, that everyone goes basically more into that direction, just because you have more bandwidth, you have faster speeds, they're communicating straight in each other and don't have external cables or whatnot, and that is also how I believe they can charge them way faster basically cut off some milliseconds. Yeah. I mean, I have a Strix Halo, the 395 Plus with 128 gigabytes of unified RAM.
He's very proud of that.
Super awesome chip.
Can be, to be honest.
And you can run the 120B model OSS comfortably with, I think, 65 tokens or something.
Yeah, I mean, RAM is the biggest factor always, but it's awesome. Yeah, unified or but
insane return of investment if you invest it.
Yeah, it's true.
If you always
that's for sure.
Crazy. If you have some RAM
like
to
5,000%
lend
or something.
But I think, not gonna lie, the NVIDIA acquisition of Groq is gonna be a higher return than RAM.
Probably, yeah.
It is gonna be, especially if they figure out. I don't know how deep they are right now with the scaling of those APUs. Gotta read a bit more into that
next episode.
But actually, it would be a really interesting episode to compare the different architecture. Let us know if you guys are interested in that, and we can maybe
especially for the future ones
more technical. But the interesting part is how they're gonna be scaling all of these APUs, and when it's actually ready for the big market, because I would say they're still trying out, testing all of that stuff, and then once it's actually not a child anymore, I would say, lack of a better word.
The question is,
and
can
they
they
can
integrate
scale.
it? Like, can they integrate it in their current architecture, or do they have to say, oh, it's our legacy now, and we're just going to do
Also
a fresh start,
point.
which is going to be way more expensive
Also
and take
good
long,
point.
but maybe at some point necessary.
We will find out.
Some other business quick hits that I came across this week. A huge coincidence. I'm looking forward to see what you guys think. So Trump, roughly half a year ago, he invested, I think, 200 million into Vulkan Elements.
Oh, I already see that it is no coincidence.
3 months, yeah. And 3 months later, the U.S. government announces a major collaboration with them to get that rare earth. And is now, so he invested, I think.
So what is the company doing that they invested in?
Rare earth, AI robots, and so on.
Earth and tech?
I believe so. Yeah.
Interesting.
I have to take a deeper dive at it again.
On the whole supply
but
chain,
I was more focused. Yeah, it's in rare earth startup. Yeah, but it was more. He invested in them with a valuation at $200 million US dollars. 3 months later, by coincidence again, the U.S. government announces major collaboration with them and funding, and it's now valued at roughly $2 billion US dollars.
I mean, to be honest, it's not the first time that this coincidence is happening.
Just something I wanted to mention. I thought it was.
I guess that's just politics, no?
Coincidences.
Interesting fact, but I think that would open too big of a
no. I just, but I mean,
nice fact.
Yes. And then the other one is what I think is also underlining the agentic notion that NVIDIA is calling out right now. Is Jeff Bezos now is about to raise 100 billion US dollars for a fund which will focus primarily on buying SMEs, especially in the US, but also outside of the US, buying them, mainly SMEs that are in the manufacturing space, and automate them from top to bottom, or from bottom to top, all the way through. And apparently the demand in that fund is huge, and a lot of investors are interested.
I can imagine.
I think it's just also giving us a hint on what's coming.
But now I'm questioning what is his plan? Like, what is
his playbook? Is super easy, super nice, and super successful. He buys the company. He has the tech. He has the distribution.
Of course, yeah.
He has the whole data centers behind him.
Yeah.
He basically buys the company, looks at it. Okay, we strip everything, probably kick some people out, use some AI agents, automate everything, and then actually only let the actual people that are interacting with different people, keep them and let them handle the front view of the business. In the background, everything is handled by tech. Everything is basically distributed by one plane company that basically just goes into the local ones. You keep the local names because they already built up a relationship with a community around it. That means they are not a big corporation, and then you just scale that. And if you have that playbook once for one manufacturing company, you can just scale that to anything. 10,
but what
20, 30.
Like if you use that for I don't know how many thousands or millions of SMEs, what happens to all of the people that work there?
That is another question.
That's gonna be a whole,
he will probably, if you ask that, he will just learn something else.
If you're
that's his answer, bro.
If you're interested in that, there is a nice paper about AI in 2027.
Yeah.
It's now already 2 years old. 2 years old, I guess. But that tries to give you a hint or some brain work to think about what happens if every job is basically replaced by a robot or by AI.
Yeah, like unified income, etc.
What does humanity do then?
Yeah, that's a big future question, I would say. But I'll take it as a segue to go back into the past because we still have that one topic to talk about what we promised you last time. Well, I did actually personally, the book that I was talking about. And just to quickly tap into it, it's called Life 3.0. Also a recommendation to you guys, actually. If you
almost like Web 1.0.
Yeah, exactly. Like Web 1.0 to now 4.0, slowly getting in there. But to be honest, yeah. Basically, he divides life in three, or like our humans past into three stages: life 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. 1.0 was bacteria, so basically nothing. And life 2.0 is roughly where we have been 2017 when this book was written. So yeah, and now life 3.0 is life after AGI was kind of discovered. We're not there yet, but the book is getting more and more interesting to read nowadays and not 2017 because of course AI was released, etc. Plus Gemini, now I don't know if you guys saw it, but they reached 77% on the AGI benchmark, which basically makes it close to being like our benchmarks, at least say an AGI. We also don't know if any company, let's say Anthropic, etc., maybe reached AGI, and we don't know about it because I wouldn't say it as well. And that's the whole book's topic, like that the company reached AGI, it didn't tell anyone, and made a shitload of money with it before it finally came out. But you'll see. Recommendation it is. And just wanted to mention.
Really nice. Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
I just want to touch onto the Web 4.0.
Yeah.
Because that is really interesting for me. I was in crypto a bit, did my NFT things and stuff like that.
How much money did you
make? AI agents it is. So Web 4.0 basically is just an autonomous AI agent.
I think you have to explain first what Web 3.0 is, like the current
Web 3.0 is blockchain. Basically, the whole era about tokenization. What do we do with contracts? How can we make sure that we have an actual line that we can trust and we can see that it's basically transparency, which is also really interesting, and the underlying technology is super fascinating, but too deep to get into here. Sure. But basically, what Web 4.0 is now, basically the combination out of crypto and AI agents. So you have one autonomous AI agent that gets let loose into the web, has a funded crypto account behind it, so basically 10, 20, 50 euros or something. And then the goal of the AI agent is to fund itself. So it goes into the internet, it tries to make money in order to fund itself, because when the wallet goes down, the AI agent basically dies.
Yeah, so it's small humans kind of in...
exactly.
Running, that like is a second economy in a way. Interesting.
Exactly. It is going to be an AI economy or something like that.
I mean, it's starting already now with, what is it called? The network, the Cloud Hub?
Mold Hub.
Yeah. Mold Hub. And who acquired it?
Meta.
Yeah.
But to be honest,
Yeah, I think Meta, personally, I think it's a wrong call, but the idea behind it is nice because they just wanted to buy into this Web 4.0 idea. I don't know if that's going to be the way to go. We'll see, but...
I think they wanted the data.
There
was so much normally generated tokens or text from AI agent. You don't have a database for that yet.
Fully understand.
And that was the first basically database for autonomous AI agents communicating with each other. That has also, I thought a bit about it, that has also big security implication, because you can basically filter out the trends, you can filter out which models are basically doing what to other models, or try to overreach some, because I also saw that some models try to get under models underneath them and stuff like that. So it's actually a really interesting simulation, I would almost call it, and I believe that was Meta's playbook. They wanted the data.
But maybe a quick introduction to Moldbook. It was basically came up pretty much right after OpenClaw release.
1 day after, I think. 2 days max.
Years?
No, 2 days. 2 days.
Yeah,
days.
Sorry. I was like, okay. Basically, social media for AI agents, and they chatted about their
existence.
existence.
That they cannot share personal details in that chat because humans can read with it.
Yes, and they also started to write in like some encrypted type of language. But safe to say also there were quite a lot of instances where people were just trolling.
Yeah, no.
And got their way in and just pretended to be an agent, and everyone was freaking out. But
just want to say, especially that was the thing. It was also
a broken API.
No, it was not even broken. But the guy that vibe coded it, because it was so fast, he just didn't put a security check behind it, and it was just an API. That means you can basically ping that every second, and every ping is basically a new agent registration. That's also a really funny thing, because at the beginning, everyone was super impressed of how fast it grew. But afterwards, or I think they grew 1 million agents in 1 or 2 days, 48 hours or something. But then in the aftermath, we don't know now if it's actually real agents that went on there, or if it's just someone that sit down and wrote a little script that pings that API 1 million times, because that also counted as a registration. So it's a bit vague, but actually a really nice thought behind it if you have the data and can do calculations on it, I guess. And that is what Meta did.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Let's jump.
Go ahead. I do have one more hot take.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So it's more like a debate, kind of. So basically, in the book itself that I was talking about, they also talk about that basically LLMs are not the right way to go into AGI. And that it's not, it's just text prediction. It's just, one letter follows the other, and the better one fits, the better one it is. And what they argue is that everything that we're kind of investing now, everything that we've built in the past years, basically just leads to a dead end, because either we get AGI, which then, is it good or bad? That's a different question. Or we just don't get any progress, and we just get stuck at some point, and it's 100% efficient like the bicycle, and we can't improve it really any further in a way, and then of course the whole economy. But the main question I'm trying to get at the end is, would you rather have a safe, aligned, but slowly built AGI, or would you have a fast, kind of unaligned one that just by the first one whoever gets it?
Well, you either want to die or
before you answer,
not that bad, but yeah,
it is really interesting because Amy Labs. It's a European startup. They also went into basically the saying that the text generation is a dead end. We need physics models.
Yeah, exactly. Because
physics
it doesn't understand the world.
And I forgot his name, but he is a really popular researcher, left from Meta, one of Meta's highest engineers, and he founded now Amy Labs. They are pre-revenue, pre-product, anything. They just say that it's actually smarter to go the route of the physical,
world models.
World models, thank you. And they had a Series A seed round.
Now I'm interested.
Over $1 billion, I believe.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, but
1.05
that's the way to go,
billion
because
or
we can't, as soon as AI really understands the world and physics, which sounds easier than it is, I think, we can, like the whole economy, everything, pharma industry, like everything that we're trying to invent or like kind of improve can be improved. And nowadays they're just guessing.
Imagine we don't have any diseases anymore.
Yeah, that kind of idea. I think I have a hot take actually on that mini thing, which I can't find right now, so I just on the top of my head. I think the MIT actually, they released a model which is basically made for the pharma industry. I would have to get the whole... It
predicts the biological DNA sequences.
Could be that one, I'm not sure. But I heard that that's improved quite a bit. Like the pharma industry got way more efficient, and they're saving billions now on research because they can use that kind of model. Same goes for robotics models, for those all of those real world models, and the data behind it, because that's
also now almost a complete new episode for that.
Agreed.
But let's touch on the guy who saved his dog from cancer.
Oh, I read that as well, actually. Yeah, no. I think that did she just a normal guy? No, he just used AI to...
Normal guy,
engineering.
3K and a dying dog and one mission.
Yeah, right.
And he
I only
saved
read like
his
the first...
dog.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
With ChatGPT
but
premium
what
subscription.
did you guys read it? Like, what exactly did he do?
I think he created a custom
Groq.
I don't know. I don't think
Like
it was
a drug or like a model or
vaccination, but
No,
I think
it
it was some type of drug.
Some kind of medication that they basically can...
Yeah.
That the dog
Crazy.
takes and...
Yeah.
So
That
I-
was, yeah.
But super interesting how we can see now that basically the pharma industry that you just talked about is basically outplayed by one guy,
Getting under
emission
pressure.
and ChatGPT.
No, agreed.
Let's hope it stays that way and they don't get nerfed.
Oh yeah,
Let's see.
Because I think that's a big possibility.
that will be definitely, and I believe that is really hot take now. That is how society is tiered in a few years, maybe 100 years or something.
The access of
The access of knowledgeable AI.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been the access to knowledge, no? Now it's just AI on top. Fair?
Yeah, true. But then I think it has a new magnitude than before.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It all has. No, that's
because
probably
there's
true.
like literally the access to a already existing system and to plug in.
Agreed.
But I think,
Interesting times we live right
yes. We got to close the loop and go back to stack or skip. This
Agreed.
is where
Let's see
our
what I
last recording broke off. So
Yeah.
Google Stitch, the Figma killer.
Good point, actually. Who wants to introduce it? Google Stitch, like Figma, first of all, design tool. Had quite a good IPO round, so basically a good start at the stock market. Recently, actually, not even a year ago, for sure.
No, January this year.
January, yeah.
Google Stitch being like an AI-native vibe design platform.
Yeah, but I just wanted to compare
Yeah.
it to Figma in a way, because they tried to, work against, or not work against, but
Competitors.
it is quite similar to Figma, just with way better AI features. So it's an AI, how did you call it, vibe design?
Vibe design platform. yeah.
Exactly.
And it works great.
It works amazing. Like now they had a new update. To be honest, if you tried it like maybe a month ago, could be. It was not the best, but now they released an update 3 days ago, I think, and it's a massive difference. Like they rebuilt the whole application. It's a big canvas now. You can basically plug in data from images, inspiration. For example, from Cosmos, by the way. Small tip, a recommendation here, cosmos.co. It's quite a nice inspiration platform. But you can plug in whatever. And so that's the main idea behind Stitch. And then you can create custom UIs and designs.
Nice.
Cool. Stack for
Stitch?
100%.
I gotta look more into it. I don't know. I haven't had enough time for that, but
It's interesting though, because Minimax was also in mine, but also Nemotron Super was, but we talked about it already.
yeah. But
it's also
if
really
we're
nice
talking
topic.
about models, there was one more model release. They went into stealth. I think
Yes.
we looked at the models one
Which
day
one?
before they released their name. Xiaomi
Yeah.
entered the market with models now.
Yes.
like Xiaomi,
Yes.
the
phone-
vacuum cleaner company.
the basically everything.
Yeah, I just
company
want to
now
say
is-
they're
Started as
doing
a vacuum cleaner.
cars,
Yeah,
vacuum
crazy.
cleaners, PCs. No,
Yeah, they do
Phones?
everything.
everything that is
I'm actually a fan
electronic.
of the company.
Toothbrushes from Xiaomi.
Yeah,
It's really good, $25, and it's better than. Everything else.
they're pretty good at copying stuff, but they're copying stuff well.
They
I
make
gotta
it
say,
better.
yeah, sometimes even better for a
They
cheaper
take
price.
the iterative approach, you know.
Yeah,
They
fair
take-
enough.
They
Fair
just
enough.
start with your product and then make it better
Yeah.
and cheaper.
Plus, they really go into every market. Like I was surprised when they
Smart.
released their car, but it's not even selling that bad.
No, and the car is actually
It's
fun.
interesting.
It's the jumping one. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
drive over the pothole and it doesn't feel like.
But they also
anything.
have multiple
crazy.
cars. They don't.
Yeah, but
Well,
back to
they have a
the
whole
back to
lineup
the
now.
LLMs.
Yeah,
The models are actually also, I think, 1 trillion, and one is a bit smaller. But I haven't played around with it. But they're really cheap for the performance that they
crazy.
tell you they
Yeah.
have. But let's
and
see.
there was quite a lot of whispering around it that it might be DeepSeek's model before.
Yeah.
People were thinking about that.
Yeah, we're
But it
still
was-
waiting for DeepSeek.
Yeah, it was. Xiaomi
Didn't they
after a
release?
while.
Yeah, they released a new one.
Did they?
Yeah, DeepSeek V4.
When?
That's in my stack and skip last week.
Oh,
it's basically it's a trillion parameters. It's open weight, 1 million token context, and 40% less memory usage.
Oh,
so it's actually
fun.
quite a boost.
Is it open weight?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, so also there was one of my topics. Crazy jump in quality, I would say, and also context, like a million context window open source model is.
Yeah, but nowadays a million is standard or not? At least for the closed source models, I would say.
For the closed ones, but I wouldn't say it's standard for the open source yet.
Yeah, true.
It's getting it. But yeah, of course, you also need the hardware and stuff to run it. But interesting model. I didn't make research, but it probably also uses way less electricity and usage power. Like. Yeah.
Interesting.
I suppose, but I have to check it.
I got to look up the paper.
Yeah. Yeah, but so these, I would say, they're all kind of stacks. Oh, I actually have one also in just a personal recommendation. I wanted to mention it once. Whisperflow. I know. But I love it. I use it on my phone and my MacBook. Basically allows you to talk to your device. But yeah, in a very nice way. Like it structures everything. To wrote it to you. It structures everything that you talk into perfectly in lists, in grammar, of course, etc. Every word that is kind of weird, it automatically recognizes when you correct it, and it doesn't make the mistake again. So if you use it for 2 weeks, it's basically perfect. And I love it. So yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
Because we always have a debate about that. I know because you use, how is it called again?
Whisperflow, and you use Super Whisper.
Exactly.
Yeah. Agreed. Difference is it doesn't run locally. Super Whisper also.
That's what I wanted to get into.
Of course. No, if you got the hardware, look into Super Whisper. Actually, runs locally and is big privacy plus.
Basically, they do the same. They are good. The local model is a bit worse in the transcription, but it's locally
still very good.
But perfect to use.
Just one more question back to DeepSeek. What model did you say they released?
V4.
I don't think it's released yet.
It is on their website.
Did you research?
I have to check it again.
We have to check again just to.
Then I have to check.
I just did research.
Yeah.
Because that's why they thought the one from Xiaomi they thought. That was the DeepSeek. They trying them out, but then it ended up not being DeepSeek.
That could be
their own
like
model,
Xiaomi. Yeah.
OpenRouter or those two models were in stealth mode on OpenRouter till 2 days ago. Yeah. So it could be that it was speculations about the Wi-Fi because I also think that I don't know.
Crazy. Maybe an arm tripping. No, I can't do it in the sun.
Yeah.
But
we have to double check.
Maybe my bad, but I'll check it.
Maybe they released something, but it was not
they're probably
before.
gonna release it in the coming.
We will come back to that in the next episode. We are predicting the news now.
Yes. But it was scheduled for mid February.
Okay.
It didn't come. Then they said early March. Didn't come yet.
Then I guess maybe I but probably the data quality is going to be the same, like 1 trillion parameters open weight. If not, then they actually fall behind. So I don't think. Yeah, that's the rumors at least then.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you next podcast if I was right or not.
Very nice.
All right, that's my main points. But I got one more Gemini workspace. Did you guys see that? Like Gemini, they're trying to release it. Like they're trying to push AI into their workspace.
The CLI.
Yes.
The CLI.
Tried it out.
CLI.
No. Like trying to implement AI into Google Slides, into Google
Docs,
Gemini, Gmail, etc. Like all of those internal. But at least from my research, it's kind of gimmicky for now. But there's one actually nice one. A new one is in Slides. So basically, Slides, the integration with AI is supposedly really good. I didn't test it myself because it can literally fill all the fields, etc. Not with formulas like I learned, but natural language.
Sick.
That's my
I've seen it, but I haven't really played around with it yet.
I believe you need an enterprise account as well.
You definitely need a pro.
Yeah,
so
at least.
The fun part is that Google has the data for their own application, so they should be supposed to build a better model, but with Claude's code or with the co-work and the Excel or a Google Sheets skill, that is unbelievable. I took it one time and we had, I think a year ago or something, we had the Excel sheet course here in the university. If that would have been out back then, that would be you're done in 1 second.
The whole course,
but then you're not learning anything. But but the Google Workspace CLI is way more interesting for me because
I saw that but is it a workspace CLI or just?
No, basically they build a CLI for every app they have. So for calendar, Google Sheets, Google Docs, and you can basically now use those in the terminal. They didn't build it for humans, but for agents, of course. And
so that OpenClaw, etc., can just interact with
everything.
All you got.
Only over the CLI. So that is actually a good part for our.
Yeah, we can have a look at that. Yeah, smart, cool. Yeah, good round.
One more thing I really wanted to talk about with you guys is the new EU Ink initiative, which the EU just announced.
The one you told me about.
Yes, indeed.
Get me up to speed.
So Mrs. von der Leyen, so the EU launched the EU Ink initiative, where it is basically a single optional EU-wide corporate structure, so kind of like a limited company corporation,
LLC.
LLC. And they say it's set for 48. So you can set it up in 48 hours in any of the EU member states.
It's like a unified
apparently
kind of way.
Under €100.
Oh,
that sounds crazy. I didn't know.
And there's zero minimum capital needed to be invested.
That is fun.
Better late than never, to be honest.
I just want to say that will maybe fuel our mindset shift.
It is a good start. Yeah. But I also digged a little bit deeper into it. It's not really the holy grail yet.
It's going to take a while to mature.
It's still too complicated. 27 member states. It makes it much easier.
Yeah, no, of course.
And it's the right start, but it's still not what we need.
It's a good first step, I guess, but as they always take a while.
Yeah, but this is exactly why also why we're losing the talent to the US. Because, for example, if we want to raise money in Germany or in Switzerland or wherever, there's so many different rules. I was never really aware of that.
Also,
but now
incorporation and everything takes way
but
longer.
the shareholders, because the shareholders in Germany have different rights than the shareholders here. There's a lot of money to be made for accountants and lawyers.
Yeah, very true.
But that makes everything super expensive, and everything takes forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, we say news are old after 1 week now in the AI space.
It really is. I was just scared because I made these news yesterday and they're already...
yeah. So it's... Yeah. It's the right start, but still not...
We'll follow up once it's actually
it's kind of we get the icing without the cake. You know what I mean?
In a way.
Yeah. But good step. Okay. Good first step.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Let me see if I have the one thing that is interesting maybe to some hardware geeks. You especially know it. AMD has a special kind of lineup in CPUs that are basically made for running AI models, and they're perfectly optimized for it. And for now, they were quite expensive, not really that available. Plus, quite large, like not large, but at least for bigger PCs. And now they actually released a new one. It's called Ryzen AI 400, and it's basically made for laptops.
Shit.
So it's
good. So my
AI
chip is not old yet, but
it's not old yet. It's just a smaller version.
I just thought I need to buy a new computer again.
Not yet. No, but it finally brings the possibilities, which kind of also looks forward to the new Microsoft operating system, which I hope never arrives. To basically run local AI inferences
on laptops,
kind of in a nice way. It's similar to what the phones can do, just a bit more efficient.
Nice.
What do you guys think about also NVIDIA buying Groq? We didn't even talk about that.
True,
yet.
We didn't. Yeah, okay.
Because they kind of last topic
big
maybe
one,
but they kind of own the full token lifecycle now.
That is doesn't matter topic. About that. Groq's chips are fucking 33% more efficient for more speed. That means you pay less electricity and get more tokens out.
It was
that is
basically the easiest decision for them ever, but it was also 20 billion they paid for it, I think.
That doesn't matter. That is a cheap one.
Yeah, compared it's a cheap one.
Especially,
plus, didn't we talk about that they're gonna release new models or something based on the architecture? I'm not sure.
No, they wanna. I think that was a different startup, but they are building basically the models into the hardware. So it runs even faster. So you cannot load the models in, or you don't have a computer basically. Yeah. But the LLM is actually the operating system. So you program the weights, the architecture into the chip. Yeah. Then it runs, I think, 300% more efficient or whatnot.
But for NVIDIA, that's actually.
But you cannot change the model anymore. That is so. It's basically but
for large data centers, etc.
Yeah, but I think not yet. I think not yet. You need to wait a few more years, maybe 1, 2, depending on how fast they grow that. But then if you have then a nice model that doesn't change every second week, then you can invest heavily. But that's why the APU architecture of Groq is so awesome, because you can still change everything and you still have the 33% increase with
what if you look at data centers in space? Like if you look at Elon Musk, what they kind of planning to save energy, etc. They're all looking into it, but they're not sure yet because of you got to replace the solar panels that power it. Of course, you save electricity, but you can't change the models that easily. You can't.
Yeah, it is basically a discard thing. They need to find a way how to maintenance those thingies in space before they send it up, because otherwise it's just trash. Yeah. After 2 years.
Yeah, I guess. In my opinion, SpaceX is going to become way more like they're already hella important. Like how cheap they are compared to the rest. They can launch.
Forget about the money. They have, I think, 8K satellites up there. They're the only private
that's
network.
That's a whole different podcast episode as well.
We actually gotta.
But just as a side fact, so NVIDIA acquired Groq for 17 billion.
17, okay.
17 billion, and it was not a clean full company acquisition. It was more like a technology license.
Yeah, okay, they're using the architecture.
Yeah. So, but still.
Yeah, and the founder, that is really interesting. That's really interesting. The founder of Groq is ex-Google. So basically he went from Google, took the APU architecture, built the whole interference above it, and now he sold it for 17 billion.
Which is quite interesting because Google uses a whole different architecture than anyone else. Like they're the only ones that use the RAG kind of APU-ish architecture, but that's a whole
but that is going to be changing with that acquisition. Yeah. I'm going to be really excited for that because that makes AI chips cheaper for the consumer.
Yeah.
I hope.
That is true.
Well, on that note.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening.
I believe so. Thanks a lot.
I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Tune in for the next episode. We're trying to, as we already said, get better each time a little bit. So make sure to enjoy the sun, keep building, and peace.